Let's talk about England for a second. Now, I mostly discuss American music, and I've covered some truly awful songs on my show, but let me tell you right now, bad American pop will never, ever be as bad British pop. Yes, they gave us the Beatles. They've got a lot of music they can be proud of, we all know that, but their standards of bad are a billion times lower than ours. I mean, in America, our bad music is what? Vanilla Ice, Black Eyed Peas? We are spoiled. British pop is so much worse. We Americans didn't declare our independence because of King George's oppressive taxes or our lack of representation in Parliament. We did it so that we wouldn't ever have to listen to this. Fortunately, we have a giant ocean keeping all that shit away from us, and we all need to thank our fine, brave men and women in the US Coast Guard for making sure that no crazy frog reaches our shores. Sorry, UK, a lot of your music really sucks. Way worse than ours. Sorry. If you disagree or you're offended, please feel free to email me all your complaints at lewislobog@channelawesome.com. Okay? And if it makes you feel any better, I'll give you this. At least you're not the rest of Europe. Now, to be fair, it's not just the shitty novelty crap that we avoided from the Brits, it was pretty much everything. After the demise of the Spice Girls, there was a good 10-year period or so where almost no British pop artist, good or bad, made it over here. The UK pop scene became this strange, isolated, parallel ecosystem, and everyone in America could pretty much go the rest of their lives without ever hearing of Girls Aloud, Ronan Keating, or, God forbid, Jedward. That apparently has changed in recent years, though. The trade routes have reopened, and the 2010s have seen all sorts of UK crossover hits. And it happened so gradually I didn't even notice, but I guess this means I have to start paying attention to them too. Now, this is, of course, only an outsider's perspectives on the British charts, but from what I can tell, reality shows run everything. Yeah, that's another way America is better than the kingdom. We've limited the damage that Simon Cowell has done to the pop charts. But a much larger proportion of England's biggest names in pop music came to prominence this way, including some they've shipped over here. One of the biggest pop acts in the world right now is some boy band who only came in third on X Factor a couple of years ago. I will have to deal with this One Direction thing someday. But for now, let's take a look at the person who came in one place behind them that season, one Cher Lloyd.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name's Cher.
Miss Lloyd is 19, and she was 17 when she made it onto the show. And to her credit, I will say that she's a talented singer, and that her voice has a lot of power and personality behind it. On the negative, she raps. Yes, indeed. Here she is adding a rap verse to Coldplay's Viva La Vida.
I hear Jerusalem, bells are ring-a-dinging, Roman cavalry, oh, my choir's singing, beat my mirror,
Yeah. But hey, she was on a Simon Cowell reality show. If there's anything Cowell is good at, it's finding decent singers and then sanding off every speck of personality and having them sing soulless MOR genera pop. And Miss Makeup here probably won't be an exception, right? Well, okay, funny thing, I actually had heard of Cher Lloyd well before this year, and I need to thank all my British viewers out there, because without them repeatedly sending me links to it, I might not have ever heard her best-selling, chart-topping debut single, Swagger Jagger.
You can't stop looking at me, staring at me, be what I be. You can't stop looking at me, so get up on my face.
Thanks, guys! Swagger Jagger is one of the most fascinatingly unbearable songs I've ever heard, and yes, it did go to #1 over there. In it, she denounces all the swagger jaggers out there who try to jack her swag.
Swagger Jagger, Swagger Jagger, you should get some of your own.
Wait, where's that melody sampled from?
You're a hater, just let it go.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine.
Oh, Jesus. No, seriously, what is this? It's like some horrible mix of Kesha, Avril Lavigne, and a puddle of soccer hooligan vomit. Okay, turn this off. Well now, Miss Lloyd has come over to these shores, thankfully not with anything that mentions swagger or the jacking thereof. Yeah, no attempts from the little white British girl to establish any hip-hop cred, thank God. No, her first American hit is instead a bright, poppy little love song called Want You Back.
I want you back, I want you back, want you back.
Want You Back. Now, there's a good, sturdy backbone for a love song. Just the title says so much. Heartbreak, regret, the The Jackson 5's first single used that title, and it was a sunshiny, irresistible plea for forgiveness. NSYNC also introduced themselves to the world with a song by that name, and their take was more forceful and desperate. I Want You Back was the name of Scary Spice's first solo single, and there the title reflected indecision, conflict over her own self-destructive desire for a bad relationship. So, there's been many different interpretations of this theme. Cher Lloyd's take, however, is one I can't say I've ever seen before. How do I describe it? Okay, you know those guys Beyonce is always singing about? You know, the kind of person that can't commit to Beyonce and breaks up with her, but then goes on to act all jealous and shit when she moves on? The one who's constantly bugging Beyonce at the club because Beyonce apparently has the worst possible taste in men? Yeah, well, why does that guy not have a song?
Remember all the things that you and I did first, and now you're doing them with her.
I mean, shitty douchebag exes are people too. Really horrible people who try to break up your new relationship only to dump you a week later and spread rumors about you in revenge. How come no one tells their story? Well, don't worry. Cher Lloyd has given us a song written entirely from the point of view of that sociopathic drain on your life. Now, what the song is about is that Cher Lloyd dumped her hapless boyfriend to move on to bigger and better things, but now she wants him back now that he's found someone else. And I'm guessing this is her attempt to win him back, and she's got a few tricks up her sleeve. For example, when you have deeply wronged your lover, one you have cruelly and callously cut from your life, how best can you atone for your actions? Well, here's an effective rhetorical technique I learned in grad school. Open with a direct insult.
Hey, boy, you never had much game, so I needed to upgrade.
Gee, thanks. What would I do without you in my life? Or, if apologies are not your thing, you could always try the seductive route. And ladies, if there's a guy you want to snag, here's a little trick that will turn any man into putty in your hands. End every sentence with a violent grunt.
You got me like this. Wait, want you back.
I'm not sure why those are there or what they symbolize. This breakup song sounds like she's either giving or receiving a hard punch in the stomach. And if none of those tactics seem to be getting your man back, why not fall back on your unstoppable secret weapon? A big pile of hateful, mean girl bullshit. Guys love that.
I've seen you been hanging out with that other girl in town, looking like a pair of clowns.
Oh my god, I hate you.
She ain't got a thing on me, trying to rock them ugly jeans.
I left high school 10 goddamn years ago, and I have no desire to return. I don't need my radio to remind me of how god-awful teenagers are. I remember. Oh god, do I remember.
I don't give a shit, no one else can have
You know, I was probably wrong when I said this was her trying to win her ex back. It's not, it's just a look into the mind of an immature little shit and her every ugly little thought dressed up in a shiny pop package. Well, to its credit, I don't think we're supposed to necessarily sympathize with the song's awful narrator. I think it knows she's terrible. But I think we're expected to find this cute. I don't. I'm too old for this. I am too mature to enjoy this kind of conniving high school drama, even in a condescending way. Look, breakups are no fun, especially when you initiated it and now you regret it, but here's a life lesson. When you break it off with someone, no matter what happens, you gotta keep it classy. Like, take me. Now, just the other week, I was out on this hot date with this girl who's been trying to get with me forever, and you know, what can I tell you? We just clicked, you know? So, like, this, you know, this Nicki Minaj song, it's like really bad. It's just like really terrible. Like, have you heard it?
I don't listen to a lot of pop music, so
Oh,
I think I know who she is.
well, that's okay. But eventually I had to tell her, look, I can't be tied down right now. I got too much going on, you know? And she was just crushed, and she looked like she was gonna start crying right there, and you know, I felt really bad, but I gotta be free to fly, and that's just how it is.
You watch monster movies?
I saw this like really funny bad shark movie
Yeah?
on TNT the other day, and it was like they were fighting a shark, and the guy's like, I need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
And now I heard through the grapevine she's got some new guy, but I'm not jealous. I'm not insecure. I'm fine with it because I know deep down she wishes she could be with me. So, how about the weather? That new boyfriend probably isn't real. Apparently he lives in Canada. Right. Was I talking about something? Oh right, yes, the song.
Hey.
On a musical level, this thing is just terrible too. And don't think I didn't notice that she basically just jacked the beat from Party in the USA, which was another catchy, upbeat song from an obnoxious pixie that I didn't have any use for. You know what would actually make this song better? If we heard from the guy. I mean, that would help paint the scene in more colors, you know? It gives the song perspective. It's for exactly that reason that Somebody That I Used to Know is such the instant classic that it is. And as it turns out, we do get that. Kind of. Apparently, there is a guest verse where Miss Lloyd gets shut down by some rapper named Astro. Apparently, though, not the same rapper named Astro who was in UB40. Or, you know, not the cartoon dog either. But yeah, he's there, except he's not on the American single release. He's only there on the UK, even though he was a finalist on X Factor in America. I don't get it. Furthermore, I think the song needs that other point of view. I mean, I don't know why we don't get to hear this guy's verse.
Used to be, but now it's a separation between you and me. Baby, I'm moving on to another girl that understands me.
Holy crap, what is this kid, 12?
The times when we used to bond, but I never realized that you wanted to be mine.
He looks like one of Bebe's kids.
More dates in front of your place so you can see it all.
Oh, wonderful. You're a stupid little brat playing stupid-ass high school games, too. You know what? You should get back with her. You two deserve each other.
And you might be with her, but I still had you first.
Had you first? Who cares? No one cares who had who first. It's who has him last that wins. You're playing a terrible game and you don't even know the rules. You guys are both idiots. This is probably the only kind of breakup song that a snotty, in-your-face teen like Cher Lloyd could have performed credibly, but just because she sounds believable doesn't make it any more listenable. I managed to get through Avril Lavigne's Girlfriend without getting too disgusted, and Paramore's Misery Business too, but apparently this is my line. This crosses my threshold of catty, bitchy nastiness. I'm past the point where I could ever find a song like this attractive. What's gonna happen is he's gonna take her back because he's a kid and kids are morons, and then she's gonna jerk him around more and then dump him, and then he'll probably spend the next couple years posting shitty things about women on the internet because everyone involved with this is reprehensible. Let this end.
Does that sound like a helicopter?
You mean here's the sound of you ripping off Kesha?
I like your beard.
You suck!